I'm from a part of Texas that I moved back and forth between South Texas and South Florida, so it's a similar vibe in both places. But basically, parts of the South that are very, very ethnically diverse, and this particular county that I live in is actually like 20% white, 20% Hispanic, 20% like it's roughly like 1/5 of each major racial group.
Wow.
It's the most like by that definition, it's the most diverse county in the entire country. HuffPo or some other liberal fag rag runs a piece on us like every other month about how wonderfully diverse we are. I was actually
life must be fucking awesome.
Oh no! Last year, I remember I was living with. I was, at the time, I'm just going to say it, it was a different lifestyle I was living, and there was one guy came over, this white guy, white working class, very, very Wiggerish kind of guy, who was, sharing his herb with everybody, and he was talking about, we were just shooting the shit, and I told him about how I was from this area. He said, wow, man, I'll bet that really teaches racists a lesson. And I was like, I mean, first of all, like working class whites are some of the most anti-racist people I've ever met. But it was like, what the fuck? No, it sucks here. I didn't tell him that because I wanted to get, I want to get high. But
right.
But it's like, no, it sucks here. It sucks. And it doesn't suck because of crime. Because most of the blacks here are middle class blacks who bought
that doesn't
houses.
Mean they don't commit lots of crimes.
Right.
Well, the kids
right.
But
the kids are different from the parents. But even then, a lot of the kids are very. Well, what I mean is the issue here is not so much crime; it's just low social capital. It's that nobody knows each other, and to the extent that they do, it's the younger generations who have a common culture of top 40 radio and drugs. And so those two things make sure that actually you do have a lot of interaction between people of other races. You do have a lot of intermixing. The other day I was at a Vietnamese restaurant and I saw an Indian guy walking with a black chick on his arm.
Wow, I have never seen that.
That is like vibrancy.
Never seen that combo.
Vibrancy squared. I mean, but you'll see those kind of combos around here because that's the kind of thing you see in this area of Texas, and it's just a weird experience. But when I was working in an electronics company, and I worked with like Nigerian immigrants, and it was the weirdest thing how like. You could tell they had a work ethic that, maybe that's going to be gone in a couple generations. But there was this weird thing going on where, like, it was the Nigerian guy who was like my age, like in his early 20s, and this guy was the one like turning up the top 40 radio. We had like little radios at our desks, and it would be like between like one or two people to be able to decide who was going to dominate the music of the production.
You should have put on the Daily Shoah.
Well, right? No, I was listening to like Omar Rodriguez Lopez and shit like that, and this guy puts on top 40 radio, and I'm like, what am I like? I'm living in a country like that was founded by whites in a continent that used to be full of red people, and now it's this black guy straight from Africa who's literally been here for like 2 or 3 years, and he's blasting music that was produced by Jews. I mean, if that isn't diversity, I don't know what is. But it's like. I was blown. I just sat and thought about it for a second. I was like, I'm literally sitting next to a Nigerian guy who likes this music that's supposedly American music more than I do.